is up, everybody? ZMT Sports back
with capital B. A-C-K.
Week 5, Mikey D, our first ever. Do you know this is the first time ever in our podcast history all 3 of our teams won? The Jets got a dub, the Giants got a dub, and the Cowboys got a dub.
Holy
I'm pumped
shit.
for this week to talk about those games, get the preview for our team's Week 5 matchup, go over our fantasy, go over our bets. Are you ready, Milk Money, Cash Money?
I am ready to roll, Tom. That's fucking insane. We support shitty ass teams. All right. Yeah, I'm ready to roll, Tom. Let's get into it, man.
All right, let's do it. We'll be back with our local landscape.
Yes, sir. ZMT local fantasy / favorite teams. For the first time ever, as Tom stated, positivity is roaming through the building as Tom, me, all of the shitty Giant fans that we support, we all got wins, Tom. How good do you know how you always start off the podcast and you're like, Mike, it would be a shame if if I started the podcast when your team gets the win, because I've had some wins over the last few weeks. Tom, let me fucking envy the glory that is coming out of your bowels right now and how happy you are that the Jets finally got a win. Tell me all about it, Tom.
They didn't make it easy, that's for sure.
Oh, it's never easy. It's never easy.
I think I'm going to just touch on one thing before I go into the game and how I feel as a fan. I think it was so funny that the whole nation had to watch that overtime. They didn't switch to the what game was on CBS after? It was like a primetime matchup. What was it? Packers Steelers?
Yeah, it might have been.
I think it was Packers Steelers, and they just did not switch to it. They're like, all of America has to watch Jets Titans overtime, which was a very entertaining overtime. But listen, I have not heard the stadium erupt like that on a couple of those big plays since Dallas in 2019. So 2 years ago when Sam Darnold and
of course,
and the team had that really big matchup on primetime, 425 America Game of the Week against the Cowboys. I've not heard a stadium that loud, and it started off slow. Don't get me wrong. I got my takeaways, and I'll bring them up in a couple minutes. But I just want to say a couple things before them. Is that it started off weak. The defense had to keep them in the game. The offense could not move the ball again, and I was just like, this shit again. Zach Wilson throws another interception, albeit Corey Davis slipped. Shouldn't have thrown the ball anyway. We'll forgive him for that. But I'm like, it's going to be another long day. When am I going to see improvement from this team? It's just never going to happen. I'm like, fuck. Sitting in this stadium, I'm like, God damn. But I noticed something. I'm looking at the sideline, and these coaches are fired up. I mean, because I'm not trying to brag here. I was about 8 rows from the sideline on Sunday. So I can almost, when it's quiet, I can almost hear the players talking like, all right, let's go, boys. Let's do this, blah, blah. And these coaches are in the guys' faces like, let's go. Let's keep fighting. Let's go. And like, they're just a high energy group. And I'm thinking about it, I'm like, the Jets coaching staff's pretty young, and they're energetic, and I think it kept the team going, and it was pumped up. It got me pumped up. I mean, it was awesome. And then the drive that changed it all on Sunday, the Jets are down 9-0. Zach Wilson on 3rd and 12, I think, hits like a 20-yard pass to Corey Davis. Then they go hurry up, and he hits another 34-yard pass to Corey Davis. And I'm like, oh shit, this team's rolling. Then he fumbles a snap, picks it up, rolls left, and then hits Crowder for another like 23 yards. And before you know it, the stadium's erupting. The Jets are on like the 8-yard line. And Michael Carter punches it in, the rookie running back. So we see the Rook setting up with the new signings, and then Michael Carter comes in and punches it in. 9-7. Defense. I mean, 7 sacks, 14 quarterback hits. They dominated the game. They kept the Jets in it, and then the offense started clicking. And let me tell you, man, when this dude on 3rd and 6 on the 3rd quarter rolled out to his right and on the run, little hop, skip in the air, flick the ball, and this ball's just a zip, just going. And Keelan Cole's wide open, and he's running under it, and he dives, and he catches it, and it gets us into the red zone. And then 2 plays later, Wilson rolling out to his right, slips it into a window this big to Jamison Crowder in the corner right by the pylon for a touchdown. I'm not saying I'm sold yet, but I finally got off this quarterback might not be it to
you're seeing what he's finally
2.
Capable of.
Yes.
It's taking time, but you're seeing what he's capable of, because we all knew he could do this. We all knew it.
And I was just more pessimistic. And then the next drive, after the Titans go 3 and out, this dude rolls out to the right again, and he goes Babe Ruth, fucking Aaron Rodgers. He goes He goes, go, bro, go. And he heaves it. And he puts it in another tight window on a zip to Corey Davis.
Double covered.
And they take the lead. It was short-lived, of course. That's when I was like, of course, you know. And the Titans come down the field and whatever, tie the game. And then in overtime, it's third down. He makes another beautiful throw to Keelan Cole. And then, as excited as I am, you got to admit, Zach Wilson missed Corey Davis that could have ended the game before the 2-minute warning. And then he had Ryan Griffin wide open for a touchdown in overtime that would have sealed the game. And we didn't have to wait until Randy Bullock missed the field goal. But it was just a very, very exciting day that got me pumped for the first time in a couple of years. An early season win where now I'm going into this week and I'm like, they could beat the Falcons. They could be 2-3 at the bye. Then they'll play the Patriots. And it's just exciting, man. I haven't felt like this in 2 effing years about the Jets. The Jets have started like 1-7, 0-5. I mean, just the debauchery. But now they're a competent football team. I want to see them put 2 weeks together. They have Atlanta this week, and I'm just excited.
Sure.
I'll go through my 3 takeaways before you take over with the Cowboys. Big win against Sammy D and the Carolina Panthers.
Sammy D.
Defense is full of ballers, bro. They kept us in the game. Bend but don't break. 7 sacks, like I said before. 14 QB hits. Tannehill stood no chance in that pocket. Jets defense is getting all over him. Players love playing for Saleh. This dude is fiery. I mean, when there's a call against the team, he's up in the rest face. He's like, this is his favorite thing. He goes bang, bang, bang. He's always clapping his hands together. It's hilarious. And he freaks out. I mean, there's a pass interference that would have iced the game on the Titans game-tying touchdown drive. That was bang, bang play. They called the pass interference on the Jets on 4th and 14, and Saleh was going nuts. Love that. And the players just emulate the coach. And that's the first time I've seen this since Rex Ryan. So it's great. And Zach Wilson's arm is explosive. Bro, he's top 5 in yards per completion. He completes I think, the 3rd most throws down the field. And, his longest passes, man, they're up there with some of the big arm quarterbacks in the league, bro. He's got the longest completions. His longest completions are 53, 56, and 58. That's only behind Mahomes and Allen's for longest completions in the NFL this year. So he does got an explosive arm. Let's just see the bounce back. I want to see 2 weeks in a row from the dude. I want to see them go to London, neutral field against a team that's pretty comparable to them, win the football game, get to 2-3 at the bye, and then regroup and go up to New England and see what's going on. But I want to see Wilson put together a stretch of games. Don't go look like he did against Denver and against Carolina and things like that on Sunday. Don't do that.
Keep it rolling.
Bounce back. But that's my Jets take, bro. I'm happy.
Yes, sir.
Sunday, 9:30 in London against Atlanta. I'll give you my score prediction, what I think is going to happen later, but I'm happy for once early in the year. My season's not over in October. They gave me life, baby. They gave me life.
We are a week 5 podcast, and the Jets got to win. The Jets got to win. It's a good year.
I know. I want to hear you, though, talk about the Super Bowl contending Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, dude, that's where you lost me. That's where you lost me. You're like the fucking media. Well, let me take over. Cowboys got a big win. They beat a decent team in the Panthers, 36-28. The Panthers were undefeated going to this week. They were known for having one of the top defenses in the league, and that is where I'm going into my Milk Cowboy 3 takeaways. And I'm starting off with number 1. I'm going with Kellen Moore, Cowboys offense, chef's kiss, dude. This I told you last week that I needed to see what they were going to do against this Carolina defense. That is very good, despite not having J.C. Horn and a couple key pieces, but they are still very good. They're very well coached. And I had to see it, that the Cowboys offense were going to do it again. Like, I needed to see that they could score on anybody, and man, they can score on anybody. That is looking like right now. Dak balled out, completion percentage to the roof, 4 touchdowns, 130 QBR. Zeke Elliott, dude, I'm not wearing his jersey today. I'm wearing CD in honor of, hopefully he gets a fucking touchdown this week, because I will get into that as well. He looks phenomenal, Zeke. He looks like 2016 Zeke. Had his longest rush of the game. It was his longest rush since 2016 that he had last week. The game, they put up almost 250 yards rushing with Dak, Pollard, and the Zeke combo. The offensive line looks dope. Amari Cooper, bruised ribs, broken dick, doesn't fucking matter. This guy is a baller, bro. He's just doing his thing. Dalton Schultz is doing his thing. Cedric Wilson is doing his thing. Even Blake Jarwin had a touchdown. He's not even a number one. Like, it just shows the share of the wealth that they have on this offense, that they have so many weapons. And the thing I was going to say about CeeDee Lamb, I'm rooting for him this week. I hope he goes off. But we saw the stat that we had in our Twitter group chat. He's had only 5 total receptions in the last 2 games. And in that span, the Cowboys dropped 77 points. And CeeDee Lamb is a dynamic talent. And the fact they're not even using him that much just shows how good this offense is and how good they could be.
How good they are.
Exactly. And they don't even have Gallup or La'el Collins yet, and back yet, which is even greater.
Scarier.
It's scarier. Yeah. Yes. So there's that. That was number 1. And then number 2, the D in defense stands for Dan Quinn. Holy shit. This guy has changed this defense around from what I know it's early, but my man is just just fucking kicking ass, taking names, bro. He's just doing it. I'm going to bring up the Jalen Smith thing. As we saw yesterday, they cut Jalen Smith. That just shows that Dan Quinn is not fucking around. He's like, yeah, if I want this defense to be good, I need to get rid of some things that are holding us back. And Jalen Smith, statistically, he was holding the Cowboys defense back. On the bench, the Cowboys defense was better than when he was on the field. It kind of sucks that with his big ass contract, we still owe him $7 million from this year alone. But I guess Dan Quinn was like, yo, listen, I want to win football games with this defense. We're rolling right now, and you're not it. So he's just proven that, that he can really change his defense around, and it's showing. Second league in turnovers at 10 behind the Bills. They lead the league in interceptions with 8 of them. Diggs has 5. Trayvon Diggs is a menace to society, bro. He is just proven it. He had 2 on Sunday. They lead the league in pressures. Micah Parsons, who's not even a fucking DN, is leading with 16. And then I brought this guy up a few weeks ago. I'm an idiot. You were right that he was our 3rd round pick from UCLA. I thought he does have a brother with the same fucking name though. That's why I got mixed up. Okay. But Osa Odigawaju Sweep. I don't even know what the fuck is that. He's second.
Bigagwe or whatever it is.
Yeah, he's second in the league with 15. These are 2 top 3 round picks that are just tearing up defenses right now with the rush. It is to say that just proves how good Will McKay is for the Cowboys in the drafting. That it continues to be impressive. Randy Gregory staying off the weed, staying clean. He had 2 sacks on Sunday. He looks phenomenal. Curse Brown, Leighton Van Der Esch, they're all doing their part on defense. Like I said, every week that I've been saying it, I'm going to continue to say it because I hope it keeps rolling. They want to play for Dan Quinn, and it's showing. So that's number 2. And number 3, Tom, this is where you lost me, and this is where I'm just going to bring it up. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. Ignore the media. The media is so fucking annoying. I hate being a Cowboys fan because of the media. I know why the Cowboys are hated because of the media. Because my God, they don't shut the fuck up about them. They have a 70% chance to make the playoffs according to all this fucking statistics. They're one of the highest to fucking win a division according to all the statistics. They're like a top 3 Super Bowl favorite now. Stop. I hate this every year. I fucking hate this shit, bro. Take your time. Fucking keep winning football games you're supposed to. There's a really good chance that they can go 5-1 heading into week 7 for their bye week. They have the Giants coming up. They have the Patriots coming up. They can be 5-1 heading into the bye week. I get there's hype. I see it. Obviously, there's a lot of things I'm happy with. But let's slow it the fuck down. We know what happens with the Cowboys when it gets to later in the year and they should have things in the bag and then things fall apart. I'm tired of getting my expectations high and having it ruined in the future. So that's my number 3 takeaway. Don't get distracted. Ignore the media. And they even say it, like Dak Prescott gets up in all his media conference and he even says it himself that he's like, yeah, I'm tired of the hype too. Like I want to keep winning. It's Zeke saying it. Like, I want to keep winning. Let's ignore these people. So that is my 3 Cowboy takeaways. Great win against the Panthers, who was a good team. And like we said, we were going to talk about, we had the Giants coming up, and let's talk about the Giants a little bit. They got their first win against a Saints team who's very fucking confusing, but it was in the Superdome. That's a big win. Daniel Jones looked good. Tom, what is your takeaways out of that game?
I think that the Saints
are fucking confusing.
They're confusing. And I just think, I mean, I wish the NFL went back to never putting the Jets and Giants on at the same time, but they only did that when both teams were good. They both suck, so now they don't care. They're not going to waste a time slot on a bad team. But from being in the stadium and just kind of looking at the stats and the play-by-play of the Giant game, because I like to look in on the other team in New York, it seemed to me that the Giants just responded to every blow they took from the Saints. Saints took the lead, Giants came back. Saints couldn't close out the game. Giants had the game-tying field goal drive. It was just like they always seemed to bounce back. They limited Kamara. They didn't stop him completely. It's almost impossible to stop Kamara completely, but they limited him, which is a key. They didn't let the big play beat them. And they outplayed their coach. Once again, I don't think Joe Judge and Jason Garrett is the winning combination in New York. I really don't see for the Giants. The talent outplayed the coaching. You saw what Kadarius Toney can do. You saw the explosiveness. You saw the difference making he is on the field. The fact that he's not playing over Slayton and Shepard, maybe it's Slayton mostly, is criminal. It could be a criminal offense to Jason Garrett. I mean, if these two guys come back healthy and then you see less of Toney, the Giants know their answer right there. Get the heck away from Jason Garrett, make Freddie Kitchens the offense coordinator for the rest of the year, and see what you can do. They won the coin toss in overtime. Jabril Peppers, we want the ball. F him. That was electric. And then funny. Saquon took over. Saquon is getting his legs going.
Yes, sir.
Getting them going. He had two touchdowns on Sunday, which I do want to call you out and Kyle out for saying that Saquon wouldn't score. He scores twice, and Kamara doesn't score at all, and cost me some moolah on my bet.
That's on you.
I know it is. Overall, though, I think, listen, the Giants defense looked like the Giants defense that we talked about that they would need. We asked them to cover. They covered. They won outright in overtime.
They listened to the podcast last week.
And I will say this. Daniel Jones might be it for them. But what scares me, and I'm going to make this point, is that's about 2 to 3 weeks of consistent play from him, right? Let's see 5, 6, 7.
Whole year.
That's when you need to decide whether he's a franchise quarterback or not. If he goes to Dallas and throws a stinker, or if he goes against the Chiefs and throws a stinker, or New England and throws a stinker, or whoever they play from the AFC East, you need to address that, that you can't let that slide because of a couple weeks early in the year against the Saints and the football team and things like that. So I like what I see from Daniel Jones, and an FC Player of the Week. But let's see it now. Like he's taking that step now. We're like, okay, this is what we expect. So don't take a step back.
Exactly.
That's my thing. And I think they keep it competitive in Dallas this week. I think the Cowboys win. I don't think the Giants can beat the Cowboys talent wise and the coaching wise. Just I don't see it. But it'll be close, like a typical Cowboy Giant game. And just want to see consistency from the Giants. Show us that you could play like you did last week, this week. Against a better opponent, I think. So that's my takeaway from the Giant game. Big win, great day for New York football, but just let's see it.
Yeah.
Stack them.
No, I agree.
2 field goals away from being 3-1.
Yeah, no, me and Kyle Mark talk about all the time. The only Giant fan I respect. But no, it's crazy because we were talking about the Saints game, and if Sean Payton wasn't cute, there are a couple plays from being 0-4, but at the same time, like we're talking about now, there's a lot of plays that are keeping the Giants from being probably 3-1 right now as well. The Broncos game is the only game they really got dismantled. I mean, Washington bullshit offsides last week. Falcons blunder coaching, and then obviously this week to get the big win. But yeah, I want to praise Daniel. I know we give this guy a hard time all the time, but I got to give respect where it's due. Daniel Jones is balling. He's finally taking year 3 to a different level. His stats are unreal, and he's got 60%. He's thrown over 1,000 yards, 8.2 yards per attempt. He's got 4 touchdowns to 1 interception that was a Hail Mary. He's not turning over the ball as much, which is what we needed out of Daniel Jones. And he's also a rushing factor. He's great on the ground. So what I'm going to go with here, obviously I'm agreeing with you, a tad. I still think it's Jason Garrett that's holding him back, because we're finally seeing the talent that Daniel Jones has. It's all Jason Garrett. We saw what Jason Garrett had over in Dallas. Now look at all the talent that he has over. And, that's going to also bring this up. It's just absolutely blasphemy that you have to let Kadarius Toney have a fucking breakout game because Shepard and Slayton are hurt, when this guy is a freak. And he leads second in the league in missed tackles. And he played one game. This guy is a freak. And the fact that he's on the field now forced because Jason Garrett didn't like him, and this guy's a freak, and they're holding him back. They're holding Daniel Jones back. They're holding Tony back. They're holding Galladay back. Like that's the thing. It's gonna come back and bite him in the ass, and like they could be so good, but it's just a coaching issue over there now. It's just completely fucking switched this year, like we talk about all the time. I completely switched. But no, I agree with you. If we're gonna get into our scores, we'll just go with the Cowboys Giants, make it easy 1-2. No, I totally agree with you. Rivalry games are always hard. Obviously I think the Cowboys are a better team here, not being biased at all with the talent, with the coaching, they just are the better team. But 7 points that the line is at is just ridiculous in my opinion. I think the Giants are rolling high after a big road win. They're going on the road again. The biggest thing that I am going to take away is it's like a revenge game for Dak Prescott, because the last time that he was in AT&T Stadium against the Giants is when he suffered the horrific ankle injury. I think Dak keeps it rolling. And the story is just in his favor. You know, the storyline's in his favor. So I think the Cowboys win, but it's not going to be a crazy win. It'll be interesting. It'll be fun. It'll be entertaining. I'm going to go with the high scoring game here. I'd say 34-28. The Cowboys take this game.
Nice. And for our listeners, Milk Money, Cash Money will be in attendance. So that's going to be electric for you. I hope you see a Cowboy win.
I hope so.
I agree with you. It's going to be close. I think these defenses, though, will prevent it from being as high scoring as you say, but I think there'll be some points. I'll probably go 27-23 Cowboys, 4-point game, 4 to 6 point range will be the difference in score. So I think we're in for a typical tough, good NFC Cowboy Giant matchup. Both these teams coming off wins. Both these teams Cowboys are rolling. Giants kind of figuring themselves out. It's a good test for the Giants to see where they're actually at, and it's a good test for the Cowboys in another division game. You know, they blew out the Eagles. Let's see what they do against some of the better team. Well,
Giants team that's definitely better than the Eagles
in the division.
Yeah, for sure.
As for my Jets, they're in London, 9:30 start. So at least I get to watch the 1 and 4 o'clock games without my team being on. That's exciting. I hate the 9:30 start. Though, gotta wake up early. It just throws off my whole fucking day.
Drink your gabagoo and wake up, Tom. Drink your gabagoo. The gabagoo.
I'm not there yet. Can't do it 2 weeks in a row. Falcons will beat us. And it's crazy that I'm going to say this. I think I'm beaten and battered based on my previous, just being a Jet fan for my whole life. I think they get routed this week. I really do. I think they come out flat, traveling, time difference, young team, full coaching staff doing this for the first time. Even though, Saleh and LaFleur have been there with San Francisco, I still just think as a staff, they're not ready for a trip like that yet. Atlanta's always been there, always goes there. Give me the Falcons. 31-10. I think the Falcons' just offense is going to be too much for a Jets defense that's overperforming. I think defense comes back down to earth. Offense looks and the Jets get killed. I just feel that way. They don't play well against NFC South teams ever, never have. And I really just am not ready to pick them to play consistently 2 weeks in a row because they haven't for the last 3 years. So Falcons route 31-10.
Well, I hate that you did that. Because I think you're a jerk off. That's number one. And number two, I'm not even getting into my picks yet, but it's selfish. But I think the Jets can win this football game. I know. Listen. Hear me out. I know. Yeah, the Jets beat this battered Titans team. I understand.
The Jets are battered too. I hate that.
Exactly. There's that. And we just ignore the fact that Atlanta's just completely dog poo. Are we going to just completely Atlanta's not a good football team. They are not. They let Taylor Heineke and the Washington football team, who looked like they couldn't figure anything fucking out 2 weeks ago against the Bills, fucking dropped 40 points on them last week. And the Jets defense is good. Like, they are competitive. They keep games, like you talk about all the time. They keep games from being routed more than they should be. You know what I'm saying? So I can see him getting under pressure against Matt Ryan. I think that deep front for the Jets is really good. I think that this could be like week 1 against the Eagles that the Falcons face. They're going to get after Matt Ryan, and they're going to cause him some trouble. And the time difference in London, everything like that. The Falcons got to do it too. I understand that they've been there before, but the Falcons got to do it too. And they are a fucking shit show. Get your money worth, bro. Sprinkle some on the Jets money line this week, and I will get into it later. But I generally think the Jets could win this football game. I've seen crazier things. The Jets are dog shit, but the Falcons, they are fucking cat shit. Cats suck. So I'm gonna go with the Jets winning this game 17-14. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay. I like it. From your mouth to God's ears, man. 2-3 at the bye. I'd sign on the dotted line right now. Especially how the first 3 weeks went. But yeah.
I understand.
All right.
I understand. I am turning the tide. I am becoming a closet.
So we're gonna have back-to-back. From your words, we're gonna have back-to-back weeks with Cowboys Jets wins. Sorry, Giant fans. By default, you're gonna lose, but
yeah,
we're gonna have that.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna go to Texas with a couple of Giant fans.
You're gonna have a tail. I'm gonna watch the tailgate. You're gonna be watching the Jets.
And the tailgate, I'm gonna be watching the Jets. I'm gonna watch them do their thing against Atlanta. I'm gonna be thinking of you. I'm gonna go into AT&T Stadium, Jerry Jones fucking world. I'm going to be horny. I'm gonna be happy, and I'm going to watch the Cowboys win a close one against the Giants. Not gonna be no route. I hope it is, but not gonna be no route. They're gonna win a close one, and I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna eat some fucking barbecue. I can't wait. So
make sure to put your bets in before you leave tomorrow.
Yeah, no, there's nothing fucking up yet, so I don't know what I'm gonna do, but. But yeah, there's that. Tom, are we getting into this fucking segment that you love so much that I hate? Are we doing
what
this?
Fantasy?
No, fucking name that player. Isn't that when we do?
Oh yeah, name that college. All right, money, cash, money. Your first player for week number 5 is Mike Evans.
Ole Miss.
No, close. Texas A&M.
Oh, that's not close at all.
Oh, they're close statewide.
Why did I think it was Ole Miss? The fuck would I think? All right, I give you some easy ones this week, Tom. I rushed this shit, but Eli Apple.
Alabama.
Oh my God, Ohio State.
Oh my God, I'm stupid. Big Ten guy. Wow. I'm not that good at this either. Let's go. The obvious ones I get wrong. I'm telling you. I only know the.
I thought you were gonna be like, oh yeah.
All right, number 2. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G. Can I get a hint? I think I know this.
Same college as Tony Romo.
Louisiana Tech?
No, Eastern Illinois.
What?
Yeah, it's like QBU for the FBI.
I was gonna say undrafted, so I was gonna say no college. Damn, I'm fucking on a rough start. Okay, here you go. You're gonna know this one because you hate this guy, you hate this team. Matt Judon. Very weird college.
Can I get a hint? I don't know.
I had no idea what this fucking college is. Hold on. See what like conference.
Easy one, my ass. I don't know where the fuck Matt.
I thought you would know because like it's the Patriots. You analyze them.
Yeah, but he just got there. It's usually
all right. Well, the school is in Michigan. Okay, it's in Michigan.
It's not Michigan or Michigan State because I would. No,
it's not. It's like a small school. I don't even know what fucking conference. It has the name Valley in it.
I don't know.
I'll just tell you. I don't fucking know either. Grand Valley State. That's where he went.
Dude, I wasn't getting
well, I thought you would know because like
yeah.
Analyze.
It's
like, Patriots.
But he was on the Ravens.
I know. But he fucking all right, give me my Cowboys player that I'm gonna get wrong.
Amari Cooper.
Alabama.
There you go.
All right, ready?
That player I'm gonna get wrong.
I love this guy. Michael Carter.
Which one?
The running back.
UNC.
Yeah,
North Carolina. Yeah.
Wait, did he? Unless I got a different Michael Carter. There's 2 Michael Carters?
There's 2 Michael Carters on the Jets.
Is Michael Carter the second, the one from Duke?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I wrote down. Okay, well, either way, I like the run. I thought that was the running back. All right, well, what a shit segment. Oh my God, I hate this fucking segment. All right, well, at least we matched.
We did 1-2.
Woohoo!
You want a special one to end it out before we go to fantasy?
Yeah. Give me one.
Adam Thielen.
Got a hint.
Minnesota, but not one of the big ones in Minnesota. It has state in it.
I don't fucking know.
Minnesota State University.
Unbelievable. All right, give me off this segment. Let's roll.
All right. Let's roll into fantasy.
Yes, sir. We'll be back.
Yes, sir. ZMT Fantasy back. Mikey D, tell us, did we win last week?
We did. This is our biggest fucking win of the week, bro.
Yes, sir.
Are you kidding me? Give me 1 second. I always have this.
I knew it was a big one. It was a rhetorical question.
Found it. 53.52 points to 38.74. So this is our largest win yet. We are 4-0. Great performances all around from our starts. And the only big, and honestly, our Derek Carr and DeAndre Hopkins picks, they actually were great. They only had like 10 points each, which was awesome. So yeah, we are 4-0, Tom. We finally didn't have any stress really this week. And let's keep it rolling this week. What would you want? Do you want to go first? Or would you like me to go first?
You can go first. Go ahead.
All right. My starts. I think this interacts with your start a little bit. We will get into it, but I am going with Trevor Lawrence at QB against the Titans. He had his best game last week against the Bengals, right? He had 70% of his passes complete. He was ranked 8th out of 32 QBs in week 4. Awesome stuff for a rookie. And I'm going to bring up your Jets right here, but Zach Wilson had this breakout game, his finally upcoming game against the Titans. So why not Trevor Lawrence? Let these first round picks show something against this battered Titans defense, right? The Titans are 10th worst in fantasy against opposing QBs, and they're second worst to opposing receivers, which will help out your pick when you get into it. And just keep running that RPO, Trevor Lawrence, 30 yards on the ground and a touchdown last week. I really like that out of him, and he will get you some points. So I'm going Trevor Lawrence at QB. If you have a bye week with your other QB, start him. My second start, I'm going to go with J.D. McKissic from Washington against the Saints. This guy's playing a vital role so far this year. He's second in target share at 50.2%. He's tripling the amount of targets that Antonio Gibson has, who's number 1 over there. He had over 40 yards receiving. He was 5 out of 5 catching the ball last week against Atlanta with a touchdown, the game-winning touchdown. The Saints led 400 passing yards to the Giants and Daniel Jones. I'm not discrediting them, but Saquon had his breakout game like we talked about. He finally looked good, especially out of the backfield, receiving the ball, that big passing touchdown. Why not J.D. McKissic do the same thing? So I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence at QB, Jacksonville versus the Titans, and then I'm going with J.D. McKissic, running back from Washington against the Saints.
I like it. And yes, you were correct. Your Trevor Lawrence will parlay into my first start for week number 5. That is Laviska Shenault Jr. versus the Titans. DJ Chark out rest of the year. He's going to step up a bigger role. He played a huge role against the Bengals. Titans can't cover those shifty slot receivers. Jamison Crowder had a big week. Corey Davis out of the slot was catching big touchdowns. Give me Laviska Shenault against the Titans as well.
Laviska.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game down there in the AFC South. Because Jacksonville really struggles against the run and against the offense completely. I think Julio and A.J. Brown will both be back, so the Titans will look to get back on track. And I think they can't stop a nosebleed, so give me Laviska Shenault. My second start is that weird running back situation in Cleveland. They're struggling to run the ball with Chubb, which means more time for Kareem Hunt. Give me Kareem Hunt against the Chargers. Chargers front is strong and tough against the run. Nick Chubb is not a passing down back. They're going to have Kareem Hunt in there to give different looks, move him out into the slot, move him out wide, bring him in, take him out of the backfield. He's a good blocking back. Give me Kareem Hunt. He's getting almost half the snaps as Nick Chubb. They're pretty much a full split, and they love using him down in the goal line. I don't know why, but I guess they just love him. They just like him down there because of passing option, I'm guessing. Keep the team on their feet. So give me Kareem Hunt against the Chargers. So just to recap, Laviska Shenault against the Titans and Kareem Hunt versus Chargers are my 2 starts this week.
Hot. Now let's get
2 sits.
Let's get to the guys who are going to be shitting their butt on their bench this week. Give me first. I'm gonna go with Elijah Mitchell, running back for San Francisco against the Cardinals. Exactly. Kyle Shanahan. I can't. What the fuck is how do you say his last name?
Shanahan.
Jesus Christ! I'm retarded. Kyle Shanahan's game plan. What is it? He impressed week 1. He had a big week 1 game, but after week 2, he had a big injury that sidelined him a little bit. His reps are decreasing. Trey Sermon's getting the playbook better. Trey Lance might be the quarterback over at the 49ers now. So that just takes up the whole rushing ability for the San Francisco 49ers. And I just think in this game, Arizona's offense is going to continue to stay hot, and they're going to have to force Trey Lance or Jimmy Garoppolo, whoever the fuck's going to be a quarterback, and to throw the ball more because it's probably going to be playing catch up. So that's going to go with Sid Elijah Mitchell. And then my second sit, I'm going with Jalen Waddle against the Buccaneers. Tua's injury had just absolutely depleted this guy from being any type of productive on your fantasy team. You know, last week for the Colts, and we had 3 receptions for 4 targets. He's third in the team in target share behind Mike Gesicki. What the fuck? Mike Gesicki and Devontae Parker. You know, you'd think he'd be favorable versus the Bucs because the Bucs defense is very sketchy, but at the same time, they stepped up a little bit against the Patriots wide receivers. You know, they were only 13th in letting up points against the receivers. So I think they're going to keep improving a little bit. I think there'll be a more reliable start next week against the Jags or week 7 against the Falcons. I think you should sit him one more week, put somebody else at your flex. So I'm going to go with Jalen Waddle, Miami receiver versus the Bucs, and then Elijah Mitchell running back, San Francisco against the Cardinals.
Love those picks. As for my 2 starts for week number 5, I'm going to the Pittsburgh Broncos matchup, and I'm sitting Juju Smith-Schuster. Big Ben can't throw the ball down the field anymore. I don't know when Mike Tomlin's going to pull the plug and just give Haskins or Josh Dobbs a chance, because clearly that offense needs the ball stretched down the field, and Big Ben just don't have it anymore. Yeah, that would hurt Najee Harris owners, which is me, but because they love checking down to him. But yeah, I'm just going to sit Juju. He just doesn't get separation, and he's just not fitting there in Pittsburgh with that offense with Big Ben. And for my second sit, it's going to be one of those frustrating years again for Mike Williams. I'm sitting Mike Williams against the Chargers. Justin Herbert just didn't look his way against the Raiders, and he was open and he missed them for a big touchdown. So that could have changed his fantasy production, but he's not getting the targets that he did the first 2 weeks. His week 3 matchup was basically touchdown base. He scored the touchdown. So that made his fantasy numbers look good. He could get back on track. This pick could burn us, but I just feel like it's going to be another tight game against the Browns, low scoring. And I just think that he's not going to get down the field. He's not going to have time to get the ball down the field. So I'm going to sit Mike Williams. Recap, Juju against the Broncos. I do think the Steelers might surprise some people and win this football game, but I'm going to sit their number 2, 3 receiver, whatever he is. And I'm also going to sit Mike Williams against the Browns. Mikey D, my picks might fuck us this week.
Nah. Did we win with D-Hop and Derek Carr last week?
We did, and Henry Ruggs.
And Henry Schwuggs. And we somehow won it. We won by convincing him out the first time all year. I think we'll be all right, Tom. I think we know what we're doing. Maybe. Hopefully he doesn't bite us in the ass. Yeah, Tom. That's fantasy segment wrapped up. Let's get into our week 5 ZMT bets.
Yes, sir. My favorite set. This is my favorite set.
Oh, no shit. Because you're fucking kicking my ass. Next.
ZMT Bets back. Week number 5. Milk Money, Cash Money. Start us off hot. I feel 4-1 week coming for you. What is happening?
I'm going with 3 road dogs. Woo! This is what I'm going with. I'm going with Titans minus 4.5 against the Jaguars. I get it. Titans lost to the Jets last week, but Urban Meyer's humping bitches. They just don't look good. They weren't even preparing for this game this week. So give me the Titans minus 4.5 against the Jaguars. Second, I'm going to London. Tom, say it with me, baby. J-E-T-S. I'm taking the Jets plus 3 versus the Falcons. I think Zach Wilson stays hot. I think the Falcons team is a fucking mess. And I just the defense will get out to Matt Ryan. So give me the Jets plus 3 versus the Falcons. Third, I wasn't going to take this line because it was a 10 at first, but I'm going with it now because it's an 8.5. Give me the Patriots and Mac Jones to cover minus 8.5 against the Texans. The Texans are a complete mess right now, and I think this Patriots defense is way too good for Devin Mills to do anything. So I'm going with the Patriots minus 8.5 versus the Texans. Right in the back, I'm going with Titans minus 4.5 against the Jaguars, the Jets plus 3 versus the Falcons, and the Patriots minus 8.5 against the Texans. And my top bet for the week, the Bengals have let the opposing team's number 1 receiver get their over every single time. Give me Devontae Adams over 89.5 receiving yards against who dey? Go ahead, Tom.
I love it. Listen carefully, people. I'm 8-0 the last 2 weeks. I feel another 4-0 week coming. Maybe. But starting off, I'm taking the drive, 6-hour drive to Heinz Field, the Steel City. 1 point? 1 point, Vegas? Give me the Steelers. -1 against the Broncos. Who the hell is even playing quarterback for the Broncos? I don't know. I know Pittsburgh struggled, but them only being 1 point favorites in a tough place to play. West to East team. Give me the Steelers -1 at home against the Broncos. Now, I'm headed to Cincinnati. You just talked about Devontae Adams. I love the Packers this week. Only 3-point dogs. Bengals barely beat Trevor Lawrence and humping Urban Meyer's Jaguars. Come on now. And now they are only 3-point favorites against the Packers. Give me Aaron Rodgers. He's a bad man. They're rolling Matt LaFleur, one of the hottest head coaches to ever start his NFL career. Give me the Packers -3 on the road against the Bengals. And my last pick, I know Milk Money, Catch Money, you'll be in attendance, but an NFC matchup, 7 points, way too close, way too many points, got way too close. Give me the Giants +7. Daniel Jones rolling. I think the Giants are going to show an identity. Giants +7 on the road in Jerry's Road. To recap, I got the Steelers -1 at home against the Broncos, Packers -3 in Cincinnati, and the Giants +7 against the Cowboys. My prop bet for the week, CeeDee Lamb hasn't scored. You mentioned that he hasn't been getting the targets. He's bouncing back this week. Give me CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown score.
Woo! Now that people who are listening, me and Tom did a rerun of our picks because my God, the first one was just dog meat.
I give Mike a chance to redo his, unlike me last week. No, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had a good last week, y'all.
But hey,
listen, you get the right.
We're gonna have it. Let's have an 8-0 week together. Let's have an 8-0 week together, right?
We didn't have a bad week last week. We went 6-2 combined. I went 2-2 because for some fucking reason, Tom Brady in this reunion with Bill Belichick, he doesn't know how to fucking throw 2 touchdowns. That is disgraceful. That is disgraceful. The Lions shocked me a little bit. I guess the Bears figured the fuck out. But yeah, Tom, another 4-0 week. You are carrying us right now. I think we're 18-14 combined.
It's a great record for
you. I think you have a 12-4 record. You are doing insanely good. I have 6-10. Long season. I will come back.
I'm gonna have weeks like you, I'm gonna have those bad weeks.
Yeah, one of us is gonna fall off. One of us is gonna be hot, but home with a Doug to get home with a Doug to get home. Tom, I will miss you this week. I wish you were coming to Texas with me, buddy, and all of us.
I know. Next year. Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, Tom, you know how it goes. Everybody follow us on sports_ZMT, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
And yes, sister's
ass. TikTok's getting a little better. We had like 10 new followers. We put up our video recaps yesterday, and we had over 1,000 views. Y'all take that shit. You kidding me, bro? But yeah, no, follow us on all that stuff. Follow us on TikTok and on YouTube as well. We post these videos fully. Tom, you have anything to say before we conclude week 5 of the
Enjoy Dallas, milk money, cash money, go boys. Enjoy Jerry's World. I hope the Cowboys give you a win since you'll be there traveling from Jersey. That's a far trip. Enjoy the weekend, drink a lot. Let's go, boys. Sorry, Giant fans. Gotta be in Milk's corner this week. He's going. Gotta be there.
There's some Giant fans going with me though.
It's fine. Jets, don't disappoint me, Jets. Please just play well back-to-back weeks.
Give me the Jets in London.
Let's get it next week. I'll talk to you. And thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I'll see you later, Tom.
Later.